Hi everyone, this is Carolina and welcome to my next seasonal Saturdays project. I wanted to make a little treat box like similar to the ones you find in the store, and I thought it'd be cute to do one out of a snowman. And as you can tell, I'm taking it apart right now. This is the completed project and I'm taking it apart to show you. I didn't glue all the pieces down because I wanted to show you how I'm going to put them together. So that piece will eventually be glued down. And inside this part is Hershey Kisses, then some Dove chocolate, and then at the bottom part it's some caramel popcorn. So anyways, this is what it looks like, a little close up, different pieces. And why don't we go ahead and get started so I can show you. I started off with 2 scallop circles, and the measurements for those are 3 inches, and then with my crocodile made holes on either side. The measurements for the black circle is 2.5 inch circles that I cut out of black cardstock, glued it down. And then once it was glued down, I just went ahead and used my crocodile again to make the holes through the black cardstock. So only on one piece of the scallops, and you'll need 2 of those scallops. Then toilet paper is what I use for the hat, and just cut off about 3/4 of an inch of that roll of toilet paper. Used cardstock to cover it so it looks a little nicer, and then put glued all the way around, and then put that piece down on my scallop that I covered earlier. So there you go, just put it right in the middle there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more of glue all the way around, and this is where I'm going to put ribbon to kind of finish off the little hat, just kind of make it look a little bit more festive. And went all the way around with that, cut it off, and then added a little bit more glue so the ribbon just stays put in one place. And I always try to do with the back seams, I start the same place with the ribbon and the roll of cardstock, so that you have the seams all the way in the back. To the front, I'm going to add some leaves and some buttons and a button in the middle to kind of give it the look of hollies that you would see in regular little hats for Christmas. So just a little bit of color to an otherwise black hat. Okay, so that's it for the hat, and it's just cute. And you just want to set it aside once you have it all done, because it will take a little bit of time to glue. And I like using Tombow glue because it will dry clear. Even though you see some of it white, it will dry clear. And like before, I showed you there was that other piece of cardstock, and that one is 1 5/8 of an inch round. I went ahead and glued it down this time. I just didn't before because I wanted to show you what it looked like. Okay, so again, want to set it aside, let it finish gluing on its own. Next thing I want to show you what I use for the body is this nut and party cups. They're 2 inches in diameter. They're from Wilton, and they're in the bakery section. I found them at Michael's. I'm sure you'll be able to find them at any of your local craft stores. So anyways, let me work on the bodies of the snowman, on the body of the snowman. Started off with the buttons, and I think if you've been to my blog, you'll see that I use a lot of pearls on my projects. So I thought it'd be kind of cute to add in the middle of the buttons some pearls. So I started off by just putting 3 buttons down, and if I don't use pearls, I typically use thread, just because I don't like to just have my buttons oops that one swinging. That's the only problem. You kind of want to have something to kind of sturdy it, and I like to use my glue bottle when I'm not, to kind of just have it sit, as you can tell here. And then again, just added half back pearls to them, just to kind of finish it off and give it a little bit more of a bit more elegance to my little snowman. Okay, so that's my third one. And then I'm going to actually flip this over. Oh no, actually, let me work on the face. That way we can just put it all together. So for the face, I use some Copic markers. This is what is that? YR04, I believe. I will make sure to write it down here at the bottom for you. And that's how I made the nose. So if you don't have Copics, any other markers would work. I just did basically a triangle on the side for the nose. Hand drew it didn't really use pencil or anything before. I just kind of freehanded it. And then black 110 Copic marker for the eyes and for the mouth. And eyes, I just used circles, drew circles, colored them in. You can also use black pearls if you have them. Buttons would look cute here too as well. You can even add glitter later on to make it a little bit more sparkly. I just kind of did the basics because I wanted to show you the steps. For the mouth, I just did a bunch of dots. You can have it smiley, you can have it frowning, you can have it doing whatever you'd like. Really, totally up to you. And you can go make them as big as you want. Again, totally whatever you want to do. And to add a little bit of sparkle to the eyes, since I'm just using markers, I had used my white gel pen and added a little bit of dashes on either side. And that just kind of makes the little eyes pop a little and give it that extra sparkle. Okay, so now we're going to take the bottom end, which is where you put your buttons, flip it over. So you had it there, and now you're just going to flip it over. Add some glue. Again, be quite liberal with your glue, just because this is a 3D project, which is going to be handled a lot. And you want to make sure that you have enough on it. And then just align your face to the front of the buttons as so, and press it down. Okay, so then you're going to just take ribbon, which I used for the little scarf. I used striped ribbon, red to kind of accent the button. You can use green as well. I just thought the stripe would be kind of fun to make it look like a scarf. And just tied it, double knot it, just because, you know, again, 3D project, you want to just to make sure it's secure. Then just add a placement and then cut it off. And I used just some regular scissors. It doesn't really matter because if it frayed, I actually thought it would be kind of cool since it's supposed to be a scarf. So just whatever kind of scissors, and cut it at an angle to give the scarf a little bit more of a chic look. And then just kind of adjust it however you want. That's it for that. And next we're gonna go ahead and use some cording for to tie the two pieces together, or basically it's what's going to hold the snowman together. And just kind of thread it through underneath your scallop circle. Add your caramel popcorn on top, your snowman on top of that, and just kind of make sure it's on there tight. Then I just added some Dove chocolate to the middle of the snowman, and then secured my little hat on top of that. And threaded it by threading it through those holes I made earlier. And this is why it's important that you made those holes before you put the whole snowman together, because as you can tell, you know, it's just a lot easier to do it now rather than later. And then I just tied a bow on top to make sure it was snug. And you can glue down your hat if you'd like. I didn't, just because I know that I'll be handing these in person and just kind of telling them what's in them. But you can feel free to glue down as much or as little as you'd like. And that's it for me this week with my project. And I appreciate so very much your patience for waiting on it and for coming by. I hope you like it, and I hope you get to make some. And I'll be seeing you next week with my next project, hopefully with 100% back of my voice back. It's not quite there yet, but almost. Thanks so much. Have a great day.